quickly. I do sick, yo. Hey, step inside, I give thanks and the highest praise. Ground myself to Mama Earth, connect out the space.
Well, hello! We are indeed starting soon, but actually, that time is now. If I can just find the button, here we go. Welcome to the live stream. I hope you can hear me. If you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up. All the levels are firing over here, so hopefully loud and clear will be happening. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is live stream number 49. Which is one away from live stream 50. So you will be pleased to know that next week's live stream 50 will be a very, very special edition with the mighty Tai Unwin, the mighty Kent Spong, and the mighty Inky the Cat. But I haven't actually mentioned it to Inky yet. So I don't know if she's flipped over yet. Hopefully that she'll get in there, which would be great. Also, I'd like to start a campaign to get Wagyu on, because a few people have said to me, this Wagyu, he's always around, he's always popping up, he's always giving money and chatting and just generally being awesome. So let's start a campaign to get Wagyu on. So you'd be very, very welcome to come on, Wagyu. I'd love to have you on. Maybe 51 or 52 or something like that. 52, I'm going to try and get Mr. Nick Batt on, because 52 will be a year's anniversary. So we'll have our normal birthdays on the 50, and 52 will be our first year anniversary. And Nick has promised to come on. I know he has Sunday problems in the evenings, which is why he hasn't been on before. It's not for want of trying. So hopefully, and I haven't mentioned that to him yet, other than he needs to come on at some stage soon. So hopefully, fingers crossed, he'll come on 52. And when he arrives on 52, we will do the draw for these wonderful books. So we got Synth Gems 1, and we've got Push, Turn, Move. And every single person who's donated to the stream so far is automatically entered into the draw, including anybody who wants to donate today. And there will also be, over the next couple of weeks, some kind of way of entering for some lottery tickets and stuff. So we've had those sitting around for a while because we were waiting for the 50th. And I think the first year will probably be the first year stream. He was supposed to come on for number 50, and it's just not going to work. And also, I kind of like the 10 anniversary birthdays to be like kind of Tai and Kent and Stupidity, really. And I think 52 would be pretty cool. So you're right there. We do have a wonderful, wonderful guest with us today, who's Juanito Moore, who has been on, I think, episode 7 or 8. And it turns out exactly a year ago today, or literally this week, whenever the Sunday coincides, was the last time he was on. So things have changed over the last year since he was last on. I thought it would be a good thing to catch up on where he's at. He's the guy, if you weren't aware, that made the enormous modular out of tin cans Synthman, but they're circular. So, I mean, you'll see pictures of it soon, but he's built all these modules in circular tin cans with bits and pieces hanging out of them, and it sounds epic. And he's such a lovely guy. So we got him coming on in a second. A couple of sound problems as he's been setting up, but I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure we'll be able to put up with the sound. And I know that his wonderful mother is here, Oriel, and there she is. Oriel, no, it's Wiz. Thank you so much. Just hold that thought 1 second. Oriel Moore, there she is. That is Juanito Moore's wonderful mother, who last time he was on a year ago was also here and saying, well, it's the only time I get to catch up on what he's up to. So that's absolutely wonderful to see you on. It's absolutely brilliant. And thank you so much to Andrew Brooks, who is absolutely epic. And is giving £5 towards Great Ormond Street Hospital, and we'll talk about that in a second as well. But Loullamae on this show, when she does the quiz, and generally on this show, raises money via super chats for Great Ormond Street Children's Hospital, which is a brilliant children's hospital over here in the UK. So thank you, Andrew. Getting in there before the migraine sets in and before Kent makes me look like a cheapskate. Well, Kent is an amazing donator to the cause, and it's unbelievable. So such a good guy. I had a migraine yesterday, which was kind of weird, and it's worn off, and I take tablets for it, but the tablets usually make me slur my speech a bit, almost like I was a bit drunk or something. So if my mind isn't quite as finely tuned as normal, which isn't usually that finely tuned anyway, then that's why. But thank you, Andrew. That's absolutely brilliant of you. And I believe... perfect for a migraine. David Sturchek with $5. Thank you very, very much, sir. I did have these, which will just fit over my headphones. And then I am impervious. Absolutely. But it doesn't really work. That sounds really weird with little headphones on the inside here. But if it gets too much, I'll whack those on. Thank you, David. You're very, very kind. Just before we introduce... Well, let's introduce Juanito now, just in case there's a problem with the audio, and I'll tell you about the funds that we raised last week, which were absolutely epic. So, Juanito Moore, live and in full effect. How is your mic, sir, you wonderful man?
I think it's very good. It's a little distorty, isn't it? Is it good?
It's good. It's perfectly audible, which is better than it was. So you're a little clipped, but absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much for it. Kent Spong, sir. Thank you very, very, very much. Minister, you keep your money. I mean, honestly, Kent is an absolute hero, and has, given us so much money over the course of the show. I know Great Ormond Street is a cause that is close to his heart, as indeed it's to many in the chat. Thank you, sir. That's so, so kind of you. And really looking forward to you coming on next week as well. Will Joseph saying you should turn the horn off for tonight. It'll be okay. If it gets bad, honestly, I will.
Well, at some point, you're going to get so many donations per minute. It's just not going to be viable.
Well,
I mean,
it's a good problem to have, indeed. And whilst we're on the subject of donations, if you hold off just for a moment, last week we smashed £4,000, which is just incredible. So we didn't start the donations until about show, I'm guessing 15 or 20, maybe something like that. And as of last week's show raised £120, which is just amazing. And that brought the total to £4,061 for Great Ormond Street, which puts us in a really top kind of 10% of fundraisers and consistency for Great Ormond Street. So big up to all of you in the chat, because obviously we can't do it without you. Just amazing. That included £20 directly to the charity from the wonderful Ian J. Cole, who was our guest last week. And actually, if you do want to donate directly, what happens with YouTube is we get the donations, obviously, that people do super chats, and it's really good fun, and I love it. And we make up the difference because YouTube takes a little bit of a commission off of those. But to make sure the charity gets everything, we make up the difference here, which is absolutely fine. If you did want to donate directly to Just Giving, which is what the money goes into, which Great Ormond Street then collect directly, go to mrwiggly.co.uk/GOSH, GOSH, GOSH, which is Great Ormond Street Hospital. Cool, eh? GOSH. So mrwiggly.co.uk/GOSH. It won't make the horn go off, but I will mention it on the show. They get the same amount either way. But if you decided that you've got something against Google or YouTube and you didn't want them to take any part of your donation, you can gladly go straight there and donate on that link, mrwiggly.co.uk/GOSH. And just while we hit things off, I just want to run a big thank you video to all the guys that have donated. This is a list of absolutely everyone that has donated to the cause, and thank you very, very much indeed for that.
Hey, step inside, I give thanks and the highest praise. Ground myself to my earth, connect out the space within the hallways of the heart, the mind and the state of being that I am as I vibrate. At a wake, oscillate like horse crystal, mama, they earth, brother, honor, and solidly say, namaste. Our heart is the brightest of sun, so we'll let it shine away, overlap and envelop each other in love and light. Yeah, simultaneously synchronized this energy, symbiotic and sacred geometry. Contemplate the symmetry and this imagery as we integrate the knowledge. This wisdom, see what the symbols mean and bodies what the temple be. Where the life force energy resides in the chemistry, bioelectric being the top and indefinitely receive and perceive to the physical machinery, conceived by the source, recognize that it blessed be. Rolling and I can't breathe, conscious sleeping never hurt me. One love, energy and sexy. Wind your line to the champion sound. Bassman move to the energy. Sunlight burning up on way. One love set your heart free. Wind your line to the champion sound. Winding time to the champion sound. Winding time. Wind your line to the champion sound.
Amazing stuff, and we've got so many donators now that I've run out of footage for the end, so it just goes black. But though, thank you very, very much. The amazing Oriel Moore, I think you're watching on Facebook, and he says you've got a bit of a lag. If you can pop over to YouTube, I'll paste a link in the chat in a minute. It's probably better, and all the chatters tend to watch it in YouTube as well rather than on Facebook, so you'll be a little bit lonely and you'll be missing most of the conversation. Inky, I don't know if you're watching, but if you could grab a link to the YouTube thing, that would be great. Otherwise, I'll post one in just a second. So yeah, really, really neat. Right, on to our wonderful Neil. Oh no! I don't think that was 3 donations. I think that was my coding. Neil Wharton, thank you so much. Big hearts and chat, big hearts and love in the chat, please, for the wonderful Neil Wharton, who has done it again. Thank you so much. You and Ken are just the boys when it comes to big time donations. Thank you. And even, even £1, even 50p is absolutely wonderful as well. So thank you. Or yeah, if you pop over to YouTube, that would be great. If you can't find me, just search Mr. Wiggly on YouTube. I think there's only one and it should pop up. Okay. You are on YouTube. That's brilliant. I love it. Techno Mum. Fantastic stuff. Juanito, how are you, sir? I'm sorry for the big preamble.
Oh, I'm fine. I'm very good. I'm still working on my audio.
That's okay. I think as long as you speak pretty loudly, it may be okay.
Yeah,
exactly.
Fine.
Cool. What's been happening in the last year then, sir?
I have been okay. So I've been okay. Okay. So my modular synthesizer project is called Modular for the Masses, and that is something that I started because I discovered a really cheap way to make modular synthesizers. Why is it so clippy? I mean, it doesn't.
That really would sound great on a waveform, maybe not on a
I don't
wave folding.
Easy, right? And the wave folder.
The irony of your homemade mic from last time hanging off a wire, sounding so good because it was really kind of telephonic.
It was. I was planning to run my microphone through 2 filters at least, so I could really dial everything in. But then I woke up too late, so.
Let us know in chat if this is audible. We'll see. We'll make sure. Otherwise, I think you will have to shout a little bit. I don't know. It's probably fairly quiet, but under the circumstances,
it's very loud in my headphones. That's my headphones. Oh, and you were putting on over-the-ear headphones over some other headphones.
I had some. Yeah. You've got the same. Yeah. They are weird. They are. It's okay, said Kosh. Thank you. If you can bear with, Kosh is being nice. A few people are saying they can't actually hear you. So step it up a bit if you can. Even the hiss is probably okay.
Well, the hiss, oh my gosh, that's so
all right. Loud. Right. If you can put some cotton wool in your ears,
right,
that sounds great. It's just it's just no good for your ears.
And I can just turn down my other level. All right,
there you go. Yeah.
And the hiss. Okay. Yeah. And so, my modular for the masses, I'll give you my tiny little spiel.
Okay.
My idea was to give people around the world the opportunity to build a modular synthesizer or effects pedals or whatever they wanted using the cheapest possible strategy, because that's what I was doing for myself. I was obsessed with building a synthesizer the cheapest possible way. And so using a tin can, you can put all the components together like this in little spaghetti, point to point, bit
Nice.
to bit, and then mount them using the potentiometers as a mounting point and the jacks, and get them like this. This is a delay with a filter that I don't
So
use
good.
anymore. But yeah, and that is my strategy to make things as cheap as possible. However, it turns out most people who really love synthesizers also have a little bit of money. So people were not as interested in building things the cheapest possible way. So what I'm working on now is still helping people to learn how to make their own modulars or synthesizers of any sort. But I have moved away from trying to get people to build like this.
Yep.
And now I'm trying to get people to design their own circuits, to print their own circuit boards using a Chinese fab, and get their own and expand their horizons in that way. It's not as bargain basement cheap for people to do it that way, but it's still cheaper than even probably Behringer. I'm not really sure because I'm not in the synthesizer buying game.
Yeah, of course.
I'm in the synthesizer sort of creating and game. So that's
I mean,
my
I
little
think,
spiel.
yeah, no, it's epic. You can see behind me if you zoom in. I'm sure a lot of people in chat have already aware of the stuff you meant, and that is your modular behind, built into these circular tin cans. Yep. And I'm not sure. It's the building more than anything, I think, that gets people excited. I think possibly what put people off is the sheer scale of what you created. You became such a kind of enigma. Oh yeah, that's the tin can guy. That people were just loved seeing what you do, and maybe it didn't even occur to them to go off and build similar things. You know, it's so wacky. I mean, we just discussed the circular aspect to it in terms of fitting stuff together. Everything is just off the wall, and I guess the circuits are still available. You know, it's all the same thing. However, I suppose when you're soldering components together onto each other in a big kind of jumble style, it's pretty likely, certainly if I was doing it, to go wrong. Oh, look at that. That's just so good.
It is, yeah, you're right. It's much more error prone than getting a circuit board, populating it with through-hole components, and getting something in the end. But when you do it like this, you're not, if you mess up, you didn't just lose $20 on a circuit board. Yes. You can take these apart, replace one of the burned out chips, stuff like that.
True.
So, yes, and having reliability problems is maybe one of the biggest obstacles to having people build their own. My friend Nick built this for me using my same format. It is a 1-800-CALL-YOUR-MOM by Muffin Zeef Modular.
Oh, wow. So it's someone else's design.
Yes.
In can format.
And he gave it to me. I haven't installed it yet.
Oh, that's your Christmas present.
Right,
That's
it's
fantastic.
my Christmas present. He sent it to me. So it's basically a 12.
Wow.
A 12 voice sort of sample player, and 12 triggers and the out right there. So people, I think there's probably maybe 6 people worldwide who are actually putting their modules inside of tin cans. But a year ago when I was, or I don't know, like 2-3 years ago when I started trying to evangelize this method, I thought this would spread worldwide. It would take over the world. But of course it didn't. Come on.
I'm reasonably technical. I can solder and stuff, I've got a scope, and so I must know roughly what I'm doing. Sure. It would scare me, I think. It would scare me because of the format. More than anything else. And I have looked at your PCB, not your PC, sorry, I've looked at your PCBs, but I have looked at your circuits before, and I've gone through them to try and understand what you've done and stuff as a learning thing. And I've never actually thought, do you know what, I should get a tin can and build this. It's been it sounds really weird, but
you've never been tempted to just sort of stick stuff together?
I've done everything to that point, and I just think it was the kind of like, I think it was the tins, which is the craziest thing. Do you know what I mean? Because I do have some modular and yeah, but it's so wonderful. Or your mum's asking, are they tuna?
I have several tuna cans, but the problem with tuna cans is they're only this tall.
Yes.
I need more room behind the lid to be able to really develop a good circuit. Like this one, for instance, is quite tall. I don't usually build them this tall anymore.
It's just brilliant.
It's, that wouldn't fit inside of a tuna can.
Oh, it's honestly, it's so cool. Grace Griffin is saying, I'm overwhelmed by the mic stand concept. Grace Griffin does like live sound for some amazingly famous people. So let's just zoom in and check that out, because I don't know if Grace probably wasn't watching the stream when you were on first time, because the mic stand was non-existent.
This is the same microphone I was using last year, but it has a bigger dollar store screen with a bunch of stuff stuck inside of it, and then it's all a piece of cardboard and electrical tape.
That's great. And I mean, all joking aside, we'll probably talk about it again, but one of the main things that came from you last time is you are living on a super tight budget. You've got what is normally construed to be an expensive hobby, which is synthesizers, modular particularly, and you're holding it all together, and you've made the most amazing things for just because you can. And the budget thing is important, whether it's using PCBs or buying tins and stuff. I mean, what you've managed to achieve on nothing is incredible. So I think it's just wonderful.
Well, thank you very much. Budget is part of it. At this point, I could probably spend more money on it. However, I've thought about that. If I had like Andrew Huang style money, because I was a YouTube influencer or something like that, would I be purchasing like Teenage Engineering gear and tip-top modulars, things that are higher dollar? And I'm not sure I would. Part of what I enjoy so much about doing everything this way is, number one, the challenge, but number two, the immediacy. Like, for instance, I think I asked you 6 months ago about how you get that tape delay sound. I don't think I knew what it was at that point. It was a tape delay.
Yeah. It was tape delay feeding back on itself, I think, wasn't it? We were doing like dub sounds and stuff.
Yeah.
That's right.
Those dub sounds are so cool to me, and I was thinking, how could I get that? I don't have a tape. I could build a tape delay, I suppose, but that's really fiddly. So instead, I designed, probably that night, a little circuit, which is a amplifier with 2 piezo discs. You guys know what pickups these are. And of course, they're microphones, but they're also speakers. And so if you electrically isolate them from each other and glue them together, the one side will be a speaker and the other side will be a microphone. And then you can feed a delay loop, feedback loop through this, and get a similar degradation on the signals. So my point of bringing that up is that it's so immediate and so instant. Like, I can listen to an effect in a song, listen to a voice or something like that, and be like, I want that, and I'll try to get it. So part of it is my ADD, part of it is my eagerness to improvise, I suppose. And
I mean, that's a brilliant idea.
Yeah,
it's such a brilliant idea. And I mean, a piezo that's the sort of thing you'd stick on something to sense the vibration, like a vibration microphone, isn't it? It's a concept, exactly. Stick it on an acoustic guitar or something, and of course, any microphone will. Some better than others will, if they're just dynamic, will just literally just play you back as a speaker. Yeah. Wow! That's absolutely brilliant. I mean, we were doing some dub sounds literally with an old A77. Can you see it behind me? No, I don't think you can. It's just off that side. But you run the tape and you get it to record, and then off the playhead a little bit later you use it like a delay. But if you feed it back on itself, it distorts in a tape distortion kind of way. So you get these kind of noises, which are wonderful, actually, very, very dubby and lovely. Wow, that is amazing. And also, you were doing this on your night shift, which was. Are you still working in the same place, doing the similar kind of thing?
I'm still working in the same place. It's third shift in a residential home for at-risk kids. And so I'm making sure the kids are fine. Usually they're asleep. And so after I'm done with all of my normal duties and cleaning, I just have to make sure they're asleep and being safe, and then I can do whatever I want as long as it's not, noisy or dangerous or illegal.
Absolutely.
So none of this is dangerous, illegal, or noisy, except for sometimes I'll mess up a circuit, and as I'm testing it, just go. I know.
Jonathan Dent, very wise words. Give a painter 5 colours and he will paint you a picture. Give him 50 colours and he will pick you 5 paints. I like that. That's a really good one. So are you still building tin cans even for your own personal pleasure?
I do, because I need to prototype. I just built what did I just build? I can't believe I can't remember. Oh, a diode ladder filter that uses a reference voltage, and it has some other little tweaks. So yeah, if I have an idea for a circuit, I need to prototype it somehow. So I will prototype it with point to point, and that. So yeah, I do. I still totally build them. They don't find their way into tin cans as often, since my tin can synthesizer is already so full. Yeah, you need a new backboard. I do. I need a new. It's brilliant. I have to think very carefully. Maybe I have a module in here that I can pull out, like this one or this one, and replace it with something else. And so I will. That diode ladder filter is wonderful, and I probably will install it somewhere. Before it shoots off the top, Grace Griffin was asking, is everything earthed together in the cans? Yes. All the cans are earthed together in 2 ways, both physically from touching each other most of the time, but then there's also earth wire. There's my power supply in the back of the synthesizer is just a spider web of wires. Each can gets its own power lead like this, and there's 3 colors, and they just tie into the central system like this. So yeah, everything is earthed together. The power supplies I use are 6/8 amps, which from what I hear is plenty, and it really is. I've never had problems with my power supply. I got my 8 amp power supplies and stopped thinking about a power supply because that's so much current. A normal modular synth, whatever, even this modular synth, which is not normal, probably doesn't need that much amperage. Are you using the kind of plus or minus 12 and 5 volt modular sort of standard? Yeah. Plus 12, minus 12. If I need a different voltage, I'll regulate it on board on the module. So good. So good. Oh, I love it. Absolutely love it. Well, Loullamae is going to pop up in a second to kick off the quiz. Which is going to be quite fun, and we're going to play a tune, which is going to be called Kent is. Do you know? Kent is. In case you didn't know, Kent Spong. Can you tell me what's wrong? Is the synth repairer really to the stars, but really the only synth repairer that you need to know. Suggesting 8 amps may be quite high. I'll leave you guys to discuss that. 8 amps? Well, an 8 amp power supply on AliExpress is $5, and a 500 milliamp power supply on AliExpress is like $3. So yes, absolutely. Why not just get tons of capacity? Yes. Are you NobConning this year? Yes, I'm going to NobCon, and I will have 2 modules there that you can build. Do you want to save those? No, go for it now. Let's there's my double plus bass, which is now I've heard this on video, that looks fantastic. Wow. And it will be all surface mount is already assembled. All you're adding are these bits. And then another circuit called, and I don't want to be a commercial person. No, please do. Honestly, I don't. You're here to show your stuff. Honestly, so go for it. The double plus bass is a kick drum, pitch, wave shape. It can go into a folded. I could play my own, but I'll just do this one. I'll show you this one. It can do waveform from triangle up to folded square, like a folded waveform, and then of course decay. And then down here we have sweep, like two different kinds of pitch sweep, the 808 style and the 909 style. So a 909 pitch sweep goes and an 808 goes like that. And so I designed both of those into that knob. This is how much delay, how long the decay slope goes. This is how high the delay slope starts. And here's the two impact sounds, high and low. And then, of course, there's CV attenuate. It can do 1 volt per amp. And then it does envelope. Oh, there's an envelope out right here, which will let you side chain other parts of your module.
Wow.
Stuff like that.
Oh, so I mean, it's really well thought out. I got to say, I don't know quite what I expected, but that is truly proper professional, lovely quality, good, strong build. I think I still had cans in my head, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's just such a leap in reliability. It's fantastic.
It is. And so recently I have started I still prototype. In fact, the circuit that I'm most proud of is out of camera. It's right here and it's attached. That's the circuit that I love with all of my heart. And it's my prototype is such a disaster and so unreliable that I'm going to put, once I get my circuit boards from that, I'm going to put it inside of a tin can, that circuit board inside of a tin can, which makes me feel like a fraud because I still have all my tin can enclosures, but there's going to be PCBs inside of them.
Yeah, well, even so. I mean, I just love the concept. I love your mum as well. Does it do brain surgery?
No, well, maybe. I'm not sure.
Kent says you can run 4 CS80 on that 80s on that power supply. But it's so cool what he's doing. You've got to respect his thought process and original ideas. Yeah, tell me about it. And he's a nice bloke. That's the thing. It's just this lovely, exudes this nice warmth and loveliness. So you're definitely top friend of the show here. We are joined by the lovely Loullamae, who needs to switch that red button on over there.
Hello.
And we are also joined by the lovely Mrs. Wiggly.
Hello. She's muted, I think.
Am
I?
No, you're pretty loud.
Can you not hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You just have to speak up a little bit, I think. I'm sorry about that.
Juanito.
Hi, sweetie. Hello. Hi, Mrs. Wiggly.
Hello, chat. Hello.
That's not actually her name. I said hello, Mrs. Wiggly, and my wife went.
That's all right. I answer to many things.
We have a little quiz prepared for you. Lots of hellos in the chat. Hello, Uncle Chrome. Homegrown. Homegrown is correct. It's the can-do attitude that impresses me. Absolutely. Can-do on a budget as well is just insanely cool. Hello.
Is that?
She can't hear you. She can't hear you.
Okay. Hang on. Let me just zoom in a second. Lovely to see you.
Yeah, this is Karen. Uh-oh, here comes a noise. CHF $10 super sticker? Anyway. Hi, this is my wife.
Hello, Mrs. Moore. Are you going to join in this fabulous quiz? You probably can't hear me. Hopefully you can.
It's Loullamae. No, it's not about synthesizers.
No,
don't worry. I think we would both fail.
You stand as much chance as anyone. Wagyu. Thank you with the 10 Swiss francs. Thank you so much. You are an absolute star, sir. I take it you've accepted the invitation and the bugging from everyone online to join our wonderful stream. It'd be lovely to have you. Has anyone seen a Dampski in the chat? So if he does pop up, we've got a thank you to Faith as well that we'd love to run because she very kindly donated her pocket money 2 weeks ago. Oh my words! Everyone's at it. Hello there. Welcome to the whoosh.
She can't hear you. Nobody can hear you.
My God, how many mores are there?
5.
My gosh! Well, you should do pretty well in the stream then. In the quiz then, rather.
Yeah, I mean, 5 answers is 5 times more likely to be correct.
There's only 3 of us in the room, and only 2 of us can hear.
Right.
So.
Well, yeah, okay. Well, let's see. You do get quite an advantage because there's a delay for everyone else in the chat. You make sure in the chat you're watching live chat. And yeah, you can see the headache coming back, absolutely. Let's see. Give us more Moores, says David Serchek. 5 more. Moore's Law, I suppose, isn't it? Hey, Tim, thanks for joining. Pop on over to YouTube, Tim Miller, if you want to join the gang. Also, Paul Nibinius, pop on over to YouTube as well if you want to join the rest of the chat. It's a little bit cold. I designed that logo for Paul Flanger. It's a little bit quiet in the Facebook world, so pop on over to YouTube. And make sure you're on live chat so you can see exactly what is happening rather than old chat. Right. Are we ready in the studio? Ready, Mrs. Wiggly?
Yep.
Ready, Loullamae?
Yes.
Okay, it's quiz time.
What play did I do at school?
What play did Loullamae do at school this week?
Annie.
Like a production.
Close, not quite.
No.
You can have as many guesses as you want.
It's not really close to Annie.
No?
Midsummer Night's Dream.
Can we ask questions?
Switching.
Big up BG Ollie. Thank you so much for your €5. That's very, very kind of you, sir.
Should I do the hint?
Yeah, do the hint. Just thank you,
Searching
BG. We're just
for
in the
good
middle of quiz time, but I will thank you properly in a second. But very, very huge thanks to you, sir.
The hint is it's a musical.
That's why I kind of thought that Annie was a good
The
yes.
one with the chimney sweeps. Chimney sweeps?
That's,
Sound of Music.
Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins? No.
Mary
Poppins? No, it's not Mary Poppins. We've got the Sound of Music in the chat. Wizard of Oz, Waiting for Godot, All Wrong, Three Musketeers, Twelfth Night. Toot, 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 says
Death
BG
of the
Ollie.
Salesman. The musical.
Dr. Dolittle. No, honestly, it's...
Oh, I have some more clues.
Yeah, go for it.
The time set. It was not when it was made, but like the set time in the movie was 1920.
Yes,
Newsy.
that's a very good clue.
I can't remember when it was made.
So it was set in the 1920s.
My Fair Lady.
No, good guess. Good guess. It is a musical set in the 20s. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, no. Jerry Springer the musical, no.
Jerry Springer.
Cabaret, good guess, Grace, not
Moulin
quite.
Rouge. Chicago.
Do you want to sing a bit?
No.
How about the down, 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 down.
Oh, somebody's got it.
Keith in Watford before my clue. Well done, Bugsy Malone. Bugsy Malone, point goes to Keith in Watford. Good work, everybody. Had you heard of this, Bugsy Malone? Did it make this? Oh, it didn't make the States. Oh, no. It was about America, though.
But
It's
I've heard of it, but
It's a
I
film.
don't know it.
The place it was made in was New York.
Yeah.
Also started in this.
Sure.
Gangsters and stuff in New York. There was a lot of splurge everywhere in ATV. Yes, that's right. Yeah, we had splurge guns and everything going off. The film was kind of made by kids. There is a
Yeah.
sort of kids acting in the film version. Smash like if you're enjoying the show, please. But stand by for the next question.
How many days did we have to practice?
Oh, yes.
I feel like that answer's wrong. I think it's less.
Okay, that's fine. You can answer the correct one. So is it one less or two less?
30 days.
I
Two
think.
less.
I think.
Okay, it's not 30 days. Sorry, I need to pop you back on screen.
As your head's close.
It was amazing.
Oh, somebody's got it. Dr. Synth.
Dr. Synth got
No,
it.
that's the wrong answer.
Ah, that's the wrong answer.
Okay. So what was the
I must have written the wrong answer on the
I think it's either one
Yeah.
less or two less.
Yeah, it's fine. We'll go with two less on the
20?
sheet.
Okay.
But that should be easy for someone to work it out now.
I think it's 23, so 21.
No, Will Joseph. Will Joseph gets it.
6 days.
I know. How mad is that? Just incredible. And like, that was great. It was really, really good. Like, the lead had so many lines to learn. There's like 3 or 4 sort of main leads in there. 6 days.
I was
6 days. Okay.
How do you wrangle 10-year-olds for 6 days to get them to do
It was 10 and 11. It was year 5 and year 6, wasn't it? So
I was
amazing.
backstage crew, so I did lots of the help.
lots of helping and in the
Because year
choir.
5 were the choir, and then year 6 were the main people.
That's right. And it was amazing to see. I don't know why they left it to the last minute like that, but obviously it
No,
worked.
because we're older.
A procrastinator.
They did it on purpose.
Okay, quite. No, it was really good. Very impressive. Yes, thank you, BG Ollie. It was really, really good. A total bunch of pros. Right. Are we ready with the next one?
I don't have the answer for that question.
I don't have the question. Let's have a look. No, here it is. Okay.
What is that?
It's. I will monitor it. Put it in your pocket.
Oh, I know it.
You know what it
I
is?
think.
Okay. The question, which has obviously been slightly set up
Is it
this
to
time.
do with one of
Yeah,
those?
yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes, it is. The question is coming up.
What's in my pocket? Wait, no, it's in my hand.
Yeah, what's in your hand? No. Good guess, though.
Oh, what has it got in its pockets? It is a ring, yes. How about a piece of string?
No.
Money.
No. It has, well, no, we won't give you a clue just yet. Let's see.
Old chewing gum in a chewing gum wrapper.
Pocket watch.
No. A pond. Who said a
USB
pond?
stick. Oh,
That's Sinriser said a
tiny
pond.
patch cable, or a like one of these adapters.
No.
You should point
Good.
it to the synths behind
Good
you.
guess, though. A key air, a ring, pond, 2 pounds, marshmallow, crocodile, sugar cube, USB, stress ball, tooth, bunny, Mount Everest, whistle, frog, a plaster, a dog, peanuts.
Testicle.
None of these. It has musical connotation, though.
An MP3 player.
No.
That exists.
Only in phones, I think, these days.
Right, everything's phones.
Witty dongle, paper, nitrogen, computer chip, key fob for a Chrysler 300. That's unusually specific.
No, I'm sorry. It was a Chrysler 200.
Yeah, exactly.
Failed.
A cat, a blaster. Oh, I'm on duty here, aren't I? Because Mrs. Wiggly doesn't know what the answer
no
is.
idea what the
Earbuds. I think we'll give it to you. Epi Moo.
You got it?
The answer is a plectrum or a pick. So musical connotations, perfectly hand-sized. That's actually quite a big plectrum as well. Well done, Epi. I think you are a new winner here, which is absolutely wonderful. So very huge welcome to the stream. Homegrown was in there fairly soon afterwards with a plectrum, but we'll do pick, because picks and plectrums kind of the same. Ken Lewis.
I've never heard the word plectrum.
UK,
Is that a common thing to call
US.
it in UK?
Yeah, UK is, we were very posh over here, so we play our guitars with a plectrum.
Plectrum.
What's a plectrum?
That's a plectrum.
The guitar pick.
A guitar
I call
pick.
it a guitar pick.
You call it guitar pick? Okay. Oh, well, one of my best mates was a guitarist from forever. Chat, am I the only one that calls them plectrums?
Guitar trigger
There you
device.
go. All I need is a word from your mum, and if she says it's true,
She
it's
says
true.
Also British.
So it was in her vocabulary.
Right?
Inky, you're back. Well done. Would you mind posting yes, I think you are an admin. Posting a link to the YouTube in here. I think most of the people who were in Facebook have headed over. No one seems to know plectrum. Wagyu, he's very intelligent. He calls it both. Sinriser calls it a plectrum. We'll have to do a poll for the next one. I've always called it a plectrum. Both in common usage in the UK, says Grace Griffin. So we'll go with that. All right, stand by. We ready with the next question? How many questions have we got? 2 or 3 more, which is going to be good. So, stand by, everybody, for question number 4.
What came to my school on Friday for the Queen's Jubilee?
Yes. What came to your school on Friday?
There's more than one.
An
for
ice
the
cream.
Oh,
Yes! Bang on!
There's one. 2 more.
2 more things.
A dog.
No.
No.
It's come before though.
It's kind of like in the celebratory
Yeah, homegrown.
ice cream. Corky. Had ice cream. We had.
The Queen.
Yeah.
You guys
Yeah,
know
that's
her,
right. Yeah, the Queen. Yeah, no, not really. Just going around all the schools in the UK. Hello.
A nice way to spend an
I think there
afternoon.
were cutouts of the Queen.
Yes. So we've got an ice cream van. Something happened and something else turned up.
Fish and chips.
Fish and chips van.
No.
A curry van.
This
That's
is
pretty
kind
cool.
of. It wasn't a van.
We've done the van.
Yeah, the ice
band.
cream.
A musical.
An ice cream band.
A musical group.
No.
Oh, I have a hint
Okay, go for the
for
hint.
one of them. People like act out things, like funny things, kind of.
Yes.
Clowns.
Yes.
What do they go
What would clowns be in, I guess?
Oh, a
They-
circus.
Yes.
Oh, and Ken's got circus as well.
Oh, well done, Kent. So you definitely get your epic jingle for that.
to? Where's one more?
Kent spawn, Kent spawn, Kent spawn, Kent spawn, Kent spawn, Kent spawn, Kent spawn.
Superb stuff. Thank you for that, Kent. There's one more thing. It's kind of what they did rather than what arrived. They had a. They had a. This is kind of so obvious. It's
Shuffleboard
almost.
tournament.
No.
No, not a shuffleboard tournament.
You're not me.
Well, the Queen, the kind of thing.
I
she would
think
like.
I don't think we can expect people to get this. It's kind of what the whole thing was, wasn't it?
Okay.
Yeah. Do you want to give the answer?
Street party.
A street party as well. A street party. Well done, everyone. So that is 2 points to our wonderful guest. Good work. Absolutely good work.
that?
Okay. Let's just check on this question.
That one.
What's the name of the?
Oh wait, no. Okay, I missed the question.
Okay, no problem. So stand by. This must be, I guess, question 5. You're on.
I'm getting my headphones.
Oh, did you pull them out?
By accident.
Ah, don't worry. No one knows. No one can see. It's not like we're live. Hang on.
I love the unicorn headphones. That's great.
Okay, you're on. Should we do that again? Let's just pretend that was there.
You won't be able to hear that.
What horse did I ride yesterday?
Yeah, Loullamae had a
Hobby
horse. Good answer, but
It's the name.
it's the name of a real horse. Loullamae was lucky enough to have a riding lesson yesterday at the local. Hey, it's another Moore. Welcome to the show, sir. Lovely to see you. Name a horse to win a point.
Put the chat on.
Oh, got to see the chat.
Famous
Chat.
horse. The famous one in
Clydesdale.
Kentucky. A Clydesdale.
Oh, it's probably not a famous name for a horse. It's a good name for a horse.
I
Not
have
potatoes.
Hang on, really, let them
just
have a
said I
little
have a
guess first.
Mr. Ed.
National Velvet.
Shirts, Ed.
Dobbin is a good one. Prancer.
Mr. Oh, somebody
It's
else
not
said
Mr. No, someone had Mr. Ed. It's no.
I have a hint, I have a hint.
It's kind of similar, I suppose.
Silver.
Thunder, oat biscuit, red rum. Give us a clue then, Miss Loullamae.
It begins with an S.
Oh, that's a big clue.
It's not sea biscuits.
Sea biscuit.
No.
Sea biscuit.
No. One word.
Biscuit. Thunder.
Stormy's nice. We're talking one word beginning with S here.
It's one syllable.
One syllable. Now that is a massive clue. Not Sam. Very close. No,
Sal.
right number of syllables and the right letter, but no.
Sam is close.
Sam is probably the
Like,
closest.
it kind of right.
Ken Spong, Horsey McHorseface is missing the clues.
Sad.
Sick
Oh, someone
is
said sad.
sod.
Sod.
No. So,
Oh, Sod's really close.
it is really close. It's so close. Sim, no. Surely so.
Sim,
Yes,
Sim, Sim,
Grace
Sim.
Griffin.
Grace got it. Yep.
Yes, Grace. Never thought I'd hear Loullamae saying sod's really close on stream, but there you go. Fantastic. Well played, Grace Griffin. A worthy winner. An absolutely worthy winner. Okay, so I would... it's up to you. You can do the next one or we can scratch it. Do you want to spin the wheel? I would drop the next one because it was a bonus one. Right. Next week, for the 50th anniversary, we will have proper spin the wheel and lots of crazy stuff going on with Ty and Kent. I think they reenacted Noddy and Big Ears went shopping for a synthesizer last year with Gaz as well. So that should
Last year?
No, sorry. I mean 10 episodes ago, seeing as we have a birthday every 10 episodes. But as a kind of preempting for that, I've got the wheel out. Let me just share my screen for a second. Hopefully this will work. Share screen. We want that one, I think.
Where's the wheel?
The wheel should, if we click that and get rid of the current comment, and we lose that. Do you want to click? I'll click start. Ready?
Yeah. I like the music.
It's nice, isn't it? Hopefully, can you hear the music out there in Streamland?
Spin
Ready
it,
to spin.
spin
Here we
it.
go.
Look. The music.
You
Hooray.
say scissors, paper, stone.
Yeah. What's the?
Rock, paper, scissors.
That's how I say it.
Yeah, it's me,
Is it
isn't
rock,
it?
paper, scissors?
Yeah.
It's me again. It's not
Rock, paper,
plectrum.
scissors.
It's not plectrum or scissors. But it's good.
Does anyone else in chat say scissors, paper, stone? Badger v Horse. Okay, so who's going to win between me and Loullamae in scissors, paper, stone? That's the
Rock,
question.
paper, scissors.
Or in rock, paper, scissors.
Rochambeau.
So, who's your money on?
Loullamae.
Okay. Is it best of 5, I think. All right.
Best of 5.
1, 2, 3.
Higher. So we can see your hand.
Oh, sorry. Okay, hang on. Let's do this. All right. So we're level at the moment. Start again, yeah? 1, 2, 3. Yes, 1-0 to me. 1-all. 2-1 to you. 3-1 to you. 4-1 to you. 4-2. What was that? That was a cheat. 4-3. Oh, 4-all. Yes! Yes!
Amazing.
Mr. Wiggly. Amazing. That was a funny little sort of rock to paper moment. I think you kind of... Anyway, never mind. A worthy winner. That's the first time I've beaten you for a long time. Really good work.
No, that is your thing. You always win, and you're always so happy when you win. So don't tell fibs.
Yes, Mrs. Wiggly.
That is your thing.
Okay. Yeah, it's actually true. Although,
Spin
to
it
be
again.
fair, Loullamae has been doing so well recently.
Spin
Okay,
it
you want to
again.
do another spin?
Spin it.
Okay.
Can I press spin it?
You can press spin it.
Spin.
And again, I think...
I don't know.
Bonk. Do, 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 do. Blinking competition. All right. Let's do the blinking competition.
Staring at
You have
Okay,
to do a
so-
stare. In America, you probably call it a staring
Staring
competition.
Because if you're counting how often you're blinking, like
I could blink a lot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's excellent. All right, so let me focus in on the star of the show. Where are you going to go? All right, you need to keep your head still. It's a very small, shallow focus. All right, is everybody ready? Can everyone see those eyes?
2 iPads.
Oh, that's for another thing. It's not to cheat, I promise. Okay, so blinking competition is actually a staring competition. So everyone needs to see your eyes. You need to put your eyes up, Loullamae. That's it. I need to be a bit closer. Right, you're going to be there. So who's judging this?
This is what good.
Well, you're part of it, aren't you, really? So we have to rely on the chat.
But don't the Moors need to do it as well?
Yeah.
The Moors are in, yeah?
Okay.
The Moors are in.
Yeah,
Wait,
okay.
if you blink, you just like do that.
Yeah.
Can we call
All
him
right.
a substitute? Because my son is awesome at this.
Well, he can join. It'd be great if we had six people.
Yeah, we could have another Moor.
Hurry up.
One more.
Have we started?
No, not yet.
No, we're
we're waiting for the
one
last
more.
player.
You have to stare at the camera.
Moors versus Wigglies.
Oh,
Okay.
right, okay.
Are you ready?
Ready?
Okay, chat, we're relying on you.
Emma.
On your marks.
Marks.
Get set.
Set.
Go.
Go.
Your eyes open, Lily.
I thought this would be easier than it is.
Oh, Mrs. Moore's blinked.
Oh, Lily blinked as well.
Oh, Lily
Oh,
blinked.
so did
Oh,
I.
Wiggly's blinked. Oh, it's between the two Moors.
Come on, Mrs. Wiggly.
Between me and Zane?
Yes, between two Moors.
Oh boy. This will take forever.
Did you blink, Mrs. Wiggly?
Oh, I'm not in it. I'm judging.
Oh,
What?
Okay, Zane did this for 10 minutes in chemistry once, he says.
oh my God, he looks like a pro.
And I'm good at the blinking game / staring contest, but I'm also not competitive, so I blinked.
Oh, there you go. Oh, the young
Good job, Zane.
Ah, well done. That was amazing.
What was, how far do you think Zane is in centimeters?
Very good. Very, very good. Very, very good indeed. Okay, so we do one more spin?
Yeah.
And then a joke. All
I wanna
right.
spin it.
All right. Seeing as it's half term, so we get extra spins going. Oh, can you just hang on? They can't see the wheel. Hold on 1 second. Let's do one more spin. There you go.
Probably be paper, scissors, rock again.
Oh, if it's the same, we'll flip to a new one.
You didn't code it to disqualify previous.
Charade. Okay, so this one, Loullamae is going to do a charade, we say in the UK. Charade. And first person to guess it wins. Now you can choose from any of those three. To be fair, I've just kind of sprung this on Loullamae.
What does that say? Where's that?
Don't worry if you don't know it.
Oh.
Do you want to do that one?
Which one?
That top one?
Sure.
Or if you have a better idea for one, you can just do it.
Let me think.
Thinking time. Hold on. I think I've got the thinking time.
Can I use that thing?
What thing is that?
It'll give it away, but
Well, just do it. Yeah, that's fine. Dead air. We're probably losing viewers left, right and centre here. Lady Aptitude, I salute you. Second Pink Floyd reference of the day. I am behind on the chat. He started way before the whistle too. That's true, Wagyu. Yeah. Moore Jr. was just insanely good at that last one. Okay. So you are you're gonna do a. Is that the whole thing? Is that your whole charade? Okay.
Hey,
Sid the horse.
rear. What is that called when they?
Is it a film or a?
oh.
Have you got to do the film type thing?
Okay.
All right.
How do you? Is a film?
Yeah, you
like
did
a
it like this.
show?
Yeah, like this.
Oh,
Hang on.
Mr. Ed.
Is it Mr. Ed? Sid the horse? So it's a film,
Oh, so the horse is a show.
and it's one word.
Oh, BoJack. Is that the name
BoJack
of it?
Horseman?
BoJack Horseman.
That's not one word.
It's you. It's one word, and it's you. Black Beauty. No, that's 2 words. Lassie. Lassie was a dog, I think.
Lassie. Oh, yeah.
Oh, so I think somebody might have got it. Is it native VS? I don't know if it is, but
What is it? Who
I
got
know
it?
what Loullamae likes.
The rated thing.
The rated point. Who's?
Is it native VS?
native?
I don't know.
What is it, sweetheart?
Spirit.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, native VS. Well played, sir. Loullamae, 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 Loullamae. Wow, well done. Very well played. Well played, native VS. I'm going to be a horse. Loullamae is going to do a joke.
Really? Oh.
Okay. Oh gosh, this is really weird. I'm going to have to take this. Oh.
Can I just say, that was Loullamae's birthday present for Mr. Wiggly.
Exactly. Thank you, Loullamae. It's the best birthday present. We were saving it till next week, so it'll bring out a thing next week. What a brilliant birthday present! Absolutely amazing. Well done, native VS. Point to you, sir. And we have another question coming up now.
What did the fish say when he ran into a wall? Swam.
Damn.
Yeah!
Yeah!
Yeah, I know that one. That's a good one.
Very, very. We have a backup one.
I don't know.
We've got a backup one. We've got a backup one because you're so smart. You'll probably get this one as well.
What kind of shorts do clouds wear?
What kind of shorts do clouds wear?
I think shorts is English for underwear, right?
Mm-hmm.
Underwear.
Drawers.
They can be. Yeah, we're talking underwear here, actually.
Right. I don't know.
Anyone in
really
the
don't
chat? Yeah, I think we've had enough time. Thunderwear. Dun, dun, dun. All right.
I quite like Kent's answer to the fish joke.
Oh, what was it?
Oh, cod.
Very good.
That was a good one.
Kent will be here all week, including this time next week for the 50th anniversary show. So you can get a full dose of Kent. I think that's what they call it anyway. Thunderwear. Yes, indeed. I don't know if that was a repeat or a fantastic guess, but you're too late, Epimew. You'll have to stick to your 1 point so far, but very, very well done. Thanks for all the support. Let me say, we have one serious question. So are you ready for the serious question from Loullamae? Mrs. Wiggly, do you have a serious question? Perhaps you could have a think of one whilst Loullamae does her serious question.
Loullamae logic.
We do have Loullamae logic, which we'll fire off in a second. Okay, stand by. Just trying to get this browser working.
My headphones.
Uh-oh, headphoneless again. All right, just pretend nothing's happened. Nothing's happened. No one will know. The good thing is we're not live, so, you know, it's fine.
We'll edit this out later.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Do you want a hand?
I've got, wait.
Okay. You got him. All right, let's go.
What's the best thing about your dog?
The best thing about my dog would be her enthusiastic love of her family.
Or anyone she meets.
Or almost everyone she meets.
Oh,
She is a pit bull terrier, an American pit bull terrier or what do they call it? Anyway, it doesn't matter. But they're famous for being incredibly enthusiastic, loyal, and loving. So that's what she is. She loves us so much.
Yeah.
Loyal. I think she would love
Yeah, maybe
anybody
not
else as
loyal.
much as she loves us,
Yeah.
honestly.
That's probably true.
If you had lots of food, would you be loyal to me? If I had lots of food, do you think she'd
Honestly,
switch
if you walked in
allegiance?
the door and said hello, she would be loyal to you.
Yeah, if you
She
walked in the
loves
door,
anyone.
grabbed her leash, and said, "Hey, you want to go for a walk?" She'd be like, "Yeah, let's go."
I've heard that individuals get stolen a lot because of that reason. Like, because they're just like, oh, hi, I love you.
Oh. Oh, what's her name?
Emma.
Oh, great question. Thank you very much for that. Mrs. Wigley, do you have a follow-up?
That was funny.
My question. Only that I've noticed that you're a very chill dude. You come across as a very chill dude. What do you do to chill out?
Karen says synthesizers, which is probably true. I love the thing I love more than anything is building synthesizers. No, chill out thing. The thing I love more than anything is my family and my wife. But yeah, probably synthesizers, building stuff, and enjoying spending time with my family.
Oh, a wholesome, lovely man. Fantastic. Thank you very, very much. Huge love in the chat to Juanito and the rest of the Moores.
Ketamine.
Say that, Lady Aptitude. Right, we have because Loullamae will be heading off.
Logic.
Yeah, we've got Loullamae Logic because we have Loullamae will be heading off in a minute. So she has a little bit of logic to share with us all, or rather, I will share with you Loullamae's amazing piece of logic that appeared today. So here we go. It's okay to serve people 7-year-old food as long as you don't tell them.
Wait, you have to tell the story.
Do you want to tell the story?
Okay.
Okay, go for it.
So, I made lemonade, and there was lemon juice in the fridge. I didn't look what it was or like anything of the writing, so I poured the lemon juice inside some water and made a lemonade stand. I said the lemonade costed £20 per glass. And I served you, and I got £20 from your lemonade.
Because I thought it was going to charity, I might add.
Little did you know that I forgot to check the date, and it happened to be from 2015. And yeah.
So I don't know. I don't think it was in the fridge, was it? And it was somehow we had 7-year-old lemon juice in a bottle that I paid £20 to drink with some water.
Wow.
And when this came up in conversation, Loullamae's logic was, it's okay as long as you don't tell the person. Because literally, I didn't find out that it was 7 years old until this weekend.
Until you drank it.
I don't think I realised at the time, to be honest.
You
It was,
drank. No, I told you after.
oh, okay. So,
Because then I realised.
so I was. If you do it again, it's all right as long as you don't tell the person drinking it.
I drank some.
But lemonade either ferments and then you have an alcoholic drink, or it gets moldy and then you have kombucha.
It's cloudy,
There you go.
cloudy lemonade. This is true. Ken Spong says lemon has a half-life of 1,500 years. So you're fine. Fantastic. Has anyone spotted Adamski in the old chat? We do have his wonderful little jingle, but I will run that just in case you're going to be watching on Rewind. And if you pop up a bit later, Mr. Adamski, we will run it again, and then we're going to play some amazing tunage from Juanito, and then we'll talk some more about synthesizers and some of the more techie stuff, and any questions from the chat that you want to share. This is because Faith 2 weeks ago gave us her pocket money of £10 towards Great Ormond Street Hospital, which I think is absolutely wonderful. So Faith, thank you so much. Hello, Faith.
Hello.
Thank you so much for your special donation of your pocket money. It's so much appreciated.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very, 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 very much. And hopefully we'll see you in person one day. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So there you go. This is Juanito Moore live and direct, about to kick off. This is from the Synthfest 2nd anniversary party.
Let's just say bye-bye to everyone.
Oh, how dare I do that straight away like that? I thought you were going to sit here for the duration. Let's have a huge, big love and thanks from everyone, please, for Loullamae and Mrs.
Bye-bye,
Wiggly.
guys.
Thank you
Bye-bye,
so
Juanito. Nice
much.
to see you again.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Bye, chat. Have a lovely Sunday.
Cool. Are you going to race over and leap on Mrs. Wiggly, as is the custom at this point in the...
Oh, my goodness. Here we go.
Adorable.
Farewell, Wigglyettes, says Icing the Body Electric, which seems to be the best way to go. Thank you so much. What an epic quiz. Really well. Thank you for that. Give us 3 or 4 minutes. We'll run this Synthfest live anniversary party stream.
Still on camera.
You are still on camera. Yeah, all right. Bye. Let's see what we can do. Let's run this up and see what happens. So... theatre mode. There's that, and fade this up.
Maybe skip to minute 24 or so.
Okay. All right, we'll see you in a couple of minutes. Sorry, did you say something there?
No.
Oh, sorry.
Is
that your old microphone?
I have to apologize for the bandwidth. I do not know what's going on with my bandwidth right now. It's not good.
This is just like total craziness.
Glitch, it says glitch right there on the screen. Well, most of the sound that is the the sound that you heard thinking that I was trying to talk.
Yeah.
Was
Your
this-
old microphone.
Yeah, my old microphone was this module,
Let me
which
see a
is
bit closer. Hold on. A stroop waffle.
Yeah,
Oh my
stroop waffle
gosh! Look
piano.
at that.
And this is the circuit that I'm most proud of. This one right here is two voltage controlled oscillators that go up to ultrasonic, so like 80 kilohertz plus. And then there's a bunch. What happens is you put the audio in, you can attenuate the audio and send that audio as a voltage control, as a CV, to one of the VCOs, which then it's ultrasonic, so you can't hear the result because it's just too high to hear.
Okay.
But then it feeds that signal as a CV into the second VCO, which you can adjust the speed of each VCO using these knobs.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes the audio signal will come through in a recognizable way. And then, of course, there's a low-pass filter, a high-pass, high-pass, low-pass, and then that low-pass filter is resonant. And then it has this thing covered in paper. Oh, it's not covered in paper anymore. And this is something called a auto gain circuit, AGC.
Right.
Oh, you probably know AGC.
Yeah, off the off radios and stuff as well.
Yeah.
It's like a expander, really, isn't it? I guess.
Yeah, it's sort of like a really
Expanding compressor.
fast-acting compressor that
Yeah.
works on the post signal versus the pre-signal. And so that circuit, I love the way it sounds, especially on film audio. Because
Right.
it can just mangle and change this audio into a alien, strange, mysterious, unintelligible but compelling sound. And that is that module. I'm so happy. I have PCBs coming of this, but it's they're stuck in Indianapolis.
Oh no! Wow.
I know.
What's that all about then?
FedEx. I need to call FedEx on Tuesday.
Oh, nothing huge. Just
No.
not like a chip shortage type thing. Just
no,
to
not
kind
a
of-
chip shortage. Yeah, I did order my double plus base PCBs. I was in a hurry to order them, and they had run out of the most basic transistors, and so I had to order them without transistors. So then I put all the transistors on. It was really annoying. Like 6
Oh
per-
no! Did you save enough time in the long run by doing that? Or
Oh,
was it-
sure. I don't know. Yeah, I mean,
I know I'm the same though. I just need it. I just got to get it now. How scary is it ordering your first thingy? You know, your first.
yeah.
What's it?
I mean, the thing is, they make
PCB,
it
I mean, sorry.
right. I mean, they make it so cheap to begin. You can order 5 PCBs with the SMD parts already installed for $20. And it's unbelievably cheap, and so it's really, really addictive. You know, things
Yeah,
that are
of course.
addictive and fun. So it was scary. The first several designs I made didn't work as intended, but so far I've been able to figure out the errors and learn how to avoid making those again. So I don't order things in a hurry anymore, or right as I'm extremely tired. Those are usually the problems.
I'm yet to go through that kind of process, but I'm really looking forward to it. And I think mine will be the same. Mine will absolutely be, you know, the first 5 or 6 probably have little things. Then I'll end up with a couple of little wire links here and there, and that kind of stuff. But it is very exciting as well. I didn't know they would do the SMD mounts and that kind of stuff as well from within those things. That's
The
it's a game changer.
It is such a game changer. The specific service I use is called JLC PCB, and they have an EDA, like an electronic design application, built in, so that if you use the correct parts using the design software, it can plug in directly to the manufacturing process.
Oh,
So
wow.
that takes away a huge part of the headache.
Wow. So basically, at their end, they're almost not doing anything. You're getting a file that they're getting a file that you've set up that kind of squirts into their machine, and it comes out the other end. And if it's broken, it's kind of your
Yep, it's kind of my
your
fault.
luck.
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible. Yeah, such a start. Inky, I forgot you weren't here earlier. Hopefully it's the 50th anniversary, or the 50th show rather, next week, and you're on it. At least I hope you are. I hope you're available. It'd be lovely to get you on alongside Ty and alongside Kent for the latest baboon versus badger kind of escapades and so forth. So hopefully this isn't going to be a surprise. And we've also launched an appeal to get Wagyu on the stream afterwards. That's for 51 or 53 or whatever. And also hopefully Nick Bat on number 52, which will be our year kind of stream, 52 being a year. Although I know we missed a couple along the way. The other thing is we will be launching a raffle for these two books for 52. Episode 52, not episode 50, as I mentioned. Everyone who donates via Super Chats since the beginning of the Super Chats will be automatically entered into that competition. So if you do fancy donating, let me just put these books back. Very heavy. Please do, and you will automatically get an entry per donation into that, but also we'll publish a link where you can get some cheap raffle style tickets as well, so everyone can enter those, which is amazing. So that'll be done for number 52. Does Juanito do any can covers? That's an interesting one from Grace. Wow.
Okay, I was at a festival with my synthesizer, and I met somebody there who had a preternatural understanding of how to make it work, and so we were like, hey, let's try to do a song. And so we tried to do Benny Benassi Push Me, the one that Satisfaction. And so we tried really hard, and somebody came up and they said, hey, I can tell what song you're trying to play.
Oh, fantastic.
And that was
I
probably,
suppose that's good.
I know, that was the best. I was like, you can tell
I
what
can
song
tell.
I'm trying to play? Yes. I mean,
Push me
Yes.
and at me.
yeah.
That's good for a modular. Cover versions on modular is a completely new idea to me. I mean,
really
that's,
difficult.
I can tell what it is.
I mean, that song is perfect because it has that stupid, like that
Yeah.
muted noise
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
snare.
Yeah.
And then it has the kick drum. And so what else do you need?
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. What other, well, you don't have to give away any ideas for future modules, but what other kind of, are there any modules in there that you thought were kind of not going to be any good that turned into real kind of revolutionary things that you might think about putting onto PCBs?
I would say that the best, or the most surprising one was probably my ducking VCA, which is like with any VCA, you can just plug a control voltage into it, envelope it with a kick drum, for instance, and you can patch yourself together a ducking VCA. But the LM13700 VCA chip, which is what is usually used in synthesizers, that's a cheap one at least. There's the AS version, which is more expensive. But all of those chips tend to introduce a little bit of distortion and a little bit of noise. And it's not a lot, but I was hoping to get away from that. So I used a light-dependent resistor and an LED to gate the signal. And that way it's much higher fidelity, and I'm not introducing noise and distortion into my final signal stream.
Yes.
And so I have probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe 10 of those circuits in my synthesizer, because I'm Benny Benassi Satisfaction has tons of that ducking sound. That you know, and then all the rest of the sound.
It was kind of like sidechain, really.
Sidechain. Yeah, that's the other word for it. Sure. And so my sidechaining amplifiers are probably the most important utilities in my synthesizer. And so I actually designed a very small PCB and sent it off to one of my friends, and he is making pedals using that effect.
Oh, wow.
So that's probably the biggest surprise that I had. I've been disappointed a lot more often than I've been surprised, to be honest.
But you're making these things from ideas, you know. You're starting from nothing. I just think it's brilliant. Funnily enough, with modular, what I miss, and I dabble, and I've just started picking it back up again actually. And to be honest, I've plugged my modular into Ableton on a laptop with one of those expert sleepers interfaces, so you can squirt audio and CV in and out of it. And again, expensive solution, but
Right.
you're you miss that ability to sidechain and almost produce. And I know the idea of producing modular and cleaning it all up and getting that kind of different effects on different channels is almost an anathema to it. But sidechain is one of those things that really can give you the space in a modular or a live jam, for instance. It doesn't have to be modular. It can be, when you've got loads of kit all plugged into another, it's all going through the mixer. Everything tends to be on the same level, and being able to kind of cut out spaces for the kick drum or the hi-hat stuff is another game changer, really. You can do much more with that than you can with EQ, and that's what I've always missed with some of these live jam things, so yeah, it's a really sweet touch, because I think you can buy little mixer modules, because if you're mixing out the other end of them, and they might have an input though you can put the kick drum into. Mainly it's kick drum, I suppose.
Mainly it's kick drum or voice if you're doing radio.
Yeah. But that's the bit that I miss that makes everything just sound indistinct, perhaps, because you're not being able to, produce it like you would do in a DAW or with, lots of effects on a desk, so. Yeah. Oh, Ken Lewis is saying Juanito and Adamski should get together to talk circuits. Yeah, I wish Adamski was in the chat. He's obviously busy today, but Adamski's he's the equivalent of you building a synth from scratch, but he's quite the way down. I don't know if you've come across him, but it's quite the way down the road.
I know the name, and I've seen him here.
Yes,
but I don't think I've ever seen his work.
Okay. No, he's built a couple of amazing monosynths, which are really, really cool. And gone down the same route, completely self-taught, like everyone telling him not to bother, what on earth are you doing? And he's got it so far now as a prototype, and it honestly does sound good. There are 1,000,001 can puns going on.
Yes. Dead can dance.
Yeah, dead can dance. Bauhaus is in the can. Yes. Any questions would be really helpful actually from the chat at the moment as well. What kind of racks are these Well, I think you screw them to the backboard, don't you? I think.
No, they're all stuck together with brown shopping bag paper, like craft paper, and wood glue, carpenter's glue, and so they're really quite sturdy. I mean, that's wiggly, but it's not too bad.
Yeah, no, we like wiggly.
When I when I first was in my beginning stages, I measured the door opening of my car and was like, okay, I need it to be smaller than this. And so I went into the backyard and started sawing wood and built the frame and tested it, and it fit into my car. And I was like, yes, I did it. I will never need another rack. But it turns out I'm completely full. I have like maybe 3 empty cans, and I have just maybe 5 cans that I could probably take out and replace the module in them. So it is a frame of wood. It's open on the back. The cans glue into each other just with the surface, and then the electrical connections all in the back just tie into wires just in a big cobweb. And on the front, they're all attached using RCA cables.
Right.
Which is basically free. You can get RCA cables out of anybody's basement,
Yeah, absolutely. Again, a really nice touch. Are they? We asked about the plus minus 12 volts, and what I could never understand about modular originally was why there wasn't lots of hum and buzz, because they're not encased in metal and there's not a ground surrounding them. And then someone explained it was something to do with the way the 12 volts. They're loud enough internally to have quite a loud, low signal to noise ratio, I think.
Yeah,
that's what they explained to me. So
I'm presuming a patch cable between normal household hi-fi equipment.
Yeah.
The peak-to-peak volume, the peak-to-peak levels are about 1.5 volts.
Right.
But with modular, it's plus minus 10 volts. And so 10 volts with the noise is much more signal compared to the noise. And even still, like my microphone cable, if I If I hold it, it makes noise. But that's probably more my fault than it is the fault of the format.
Grace Griffin's probably twitching.
Right? No, I don't have any
just-
balanced lining out, anything like that.
Now that made a lot of sense when I kind of understood it, because I was always a bit sniffy about the whole thing, thinking, how does that even work? And then if that's the way to do it, why doesn't everything work like that? Because it would be much better for signal to noise ratio in terms of.
I mean, I think it's a voltage issue. Who's going to use a 24-volt power supply with the ground in the middle, you know?
Yeah. Fair enough. What I think there's quite a few people in the chat that probably weren't around a year ago, because it was very early in our days. So can you run a little bit of history about what got you into it, perhaps?
Sure.
Because I think it was fascinating.
Yeah, when I don't know if my mom is still here, but she played, when I was little, she played Switched on Bach, the album by Wendy Carlos. And my little 4 or 5 year old ears just perked up, and I heard all the sounds of the Moog, classic Moog synthesizer, and I loved that sound so much. Later on, I told people, I love Bach, and so they would play Bach, and I was like, what? This is not interesting to me. I mean, it's fine, but it's not what I love. And so I think, for whatever reason, my brain chemistry is super interested in synthesizer sounds. So from then on, I just loved synthesizers, and my dad was like, oh yeah, explained some of it to me because he knew. But then I never thought I could build my own until I started just goofing around with electronics, making little amplifiers and toys. But you only need so many amplifiers until your house is full of loud speakers. And toys are, just toys. But then I searched DIY Moog, whatever, into
fantastic.
And my friend had some Korg little bits, which are little circuits that snap together with magnets. And the signal flow goes through the magnets. And I was like, DIY Korg little bits, DIY Moog. And so then I started building circuits, and had never heard of a modular synth besides the little bits. And so I just started putting them inside of tin cans, stringing them together with bits of wire. And then I thought, RCA cables makes more sense. Putting it in a rack makes more sense. And so I kind of accidentally, backwards, invented myself a new modular format. And then
that makes so much more sense. I'm not sure if I didn't pick up on that last time. So you'd done it before you even realized there was a different format to do it in.
I think the first time I saw a Eurorack synth, in fact, I know the first time I saw Eurorack was going to NobCon in 2019 or 18, I think.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, rectangles. That makes so much more sense. They can be put together.
Guys, you've got it all wrong. Look at this, the circles. Remember, we invented the wheel.
Right? Wheels are not rectangular. Hello.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, definitely. Would you listen to me? Come back.
No, Inky asks, were there a reason for the Korg little bits? No, my friend had them. He was working third shift. He picked up a shift, and so he put them out on the table, and I was like, oh, these are cool. And so I played with them for a little while, and that's how I saw the little bits.
Wow.
I mean, that's a good way to get started, because they're so inexpensive and they're so much fun.
Totally. I mean, Korg are on fire, to be honest, anyway, even with their open sourcing for this little thing, stuff like this where
that's
they've
open source now.
Yeah, you can write oscillators for it. So as an entry level, it's still more expensive than any of your modules, but it's the same brains in there as some of the larger keyboards. You can upload your own. They've released the developer kit, basically, so I think whatever kit they use to program it, and lots of people are producing their own oscillators. Plus, the effects in there are really good. So even if you bought it, I think it was £89, even if you bought it just for the effects, and I actually stick it in my modular case in the back, and I just route it to, because it's got a brilliant reverb. And then all of a sudden everyone started releasing oscillator code. So the beauty of the open source thing is, even if you don't know how to code an oscillator, which most people won't, you can look at the way someone else has done it, and suddenly this whole world of digital development opens up. So yeah, very, very good. I think whoever's opening this kind of stuff up It's,
Yeah.
very switched on. It's really, really brilliant. And it's great sounding synth. Some of the oscillators are like, well, what? It's incredible, you know.
Do you know what chip is in there?
I don't actually. Anyone in the chat? I can pull it open. Because it comes as a sort of kit, doesn't it? Like it's all
Yeah,
soldered, it's screwed together.
Those were raffle gifts at NobCon in 2021.
Oh, Grace
Somebody-
Griffin. Sorry, it's a Korg NTS1, which is as you say. So they were there were gifts there, and it has a really nice effect, a little keyboard. But they've opened up the open source for it. So if anyone does know what that chip is, I'm going to find a little screwdriver perhaps and see what's going on. But yeah, really, really, really cool. So Korg, yeah, and their little bits obviously has inspired you to get involved in this whole thing, which is also amazing. I just would love to see your face when he walks into NobCon. Oh,
I know.
look.
I didn't know anybody. I was there by myself. All these synthesizers are so fancy and everything is so expensive.
Well, yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
But I like the fact you carried on though. I mean,
Well, I didn't. Right. I thought about, my friend, his name is Chris Beckstrom, and you've probably seen his DIY synth on the internet from place to place, but he went and decided to start building right then. And so he did use the proper height, 128.5 millimeters, wood panels, but everything's patched together with alligator clips. And so he sort of approached it the correct way after learning about the best way to do it.
yeah,
And I definitely did it the wrong way, but it still works just fine.
exactly. And it has a superb, unique charm, and
Yeah.
it's just too
Je
good.
ne sais quoi.
Exactly. So let's flip around then to kind of the future. Obviously, you've discussed and talked a little bit about your new products. It is relatively early days for those, isn't it? I know it took a while to get the first one with the PCBs and
It
stuff.
did. This is my first module, which I did not design the PCB for. And
Just
this
zoom
is
in on that for you.
This is the EasyEight. And we did this almost exactly a year ago. I think I was developing this when we talked last time. And, this is how it looks when I make it for myself. And this is
Right.
how it looks in the PCB form. But the hardware is the same. There's the Arduino. There's the Arduino. So yeah, this is my first effort. But at this point now, I'm designing my own circuit boards and not having somebody else do them. So
Have you used circuit board for the front panel for that module?
Yeah, for this one. Yeah,
That's
that
neat.
works. And this one, Nick is the guy who made that.
Yeah.
This one. He, oh no, I dropped it.
Oops. Happy
He
Christmas.
bared the, the metal, which makes it really cool, shiny.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
And these are clicky keyboard switches. And you can select what keyboard switches you want. And it's a really good sequencer. Trigger
Neat.
sequencer.
Yeah, I remember you talking. I think you you did talk about it a year ago on the stream and said, this is my plan.
Yeah.
I'm just beginning to put this together. So it was very, very early days. So it's amazing that that's actually come through together. Sinrise is saying that it's got an STM 32F4 chip
32F4. Yeah, that's what I was
with
guessing.
an ARM CPU. I've got a few of those lying around that I've been trying to make noises with.
Well, they're like $50 each now. So
Are they? Well, I say a
They're
few.
so
I've probably got
expensive.
3. Wow.
If you can even find them, they're incredibly expensive right now. If you can even get them in stock, nobody has them anymore.
Wow.
So frustrating.
I have a cardboard box of attempted hardware synth work, and there's definitely at least 3 in there on various bits and pieces. Wow.
Yeah.
I think people are putting up the prices whether the chips are short or not, which is really annoying. It's an excuse worldwide to just charge more.
It sure is. I think inflation is a brain virus. We're just like
Yeah.
accepting higher prices.
Yeah,
'Cause
absolutely.
What's the choice,
Yeah, completely. So that was when you first got into your first product coming out, and so where's the future heading, and how are you?
So I'm not I'm not competitive and I'm not good at capitalism, so I don't. So I do have plans, but I'm depending on other people to be my motivation.
Okay.
So I have my brother-in-law, and he's kind of keeping on track, keeping me motivated to make a website with a store.
Wow.
And so eventually I registered the domain modularforthemasses.com.
Mhm.
And so I registered that domain, and eventually within the next, I don't know, maybe week, I'll have a store there where you can only at this point buy one or two things.
Wow,
But
that's all you need, though.
eventually- Yeah. Eventually I hope to have enough products and enough interesting things. Like this one is called the Nyquist Nightmare. And that's going to be my, this is the one that does the modulation and demodulation. And
Yeah.
changes. That's going to be my favorite at this point. I mean, the double plus bass kick drum is fine, but it's just a kick drum, you know? I mean, it's
It's an
versatile, but
epic
it's still
kick drum.
just a kick drum. So yeah.
What have you used for the
Modular
shop? Are you
masses.
using something like Shopify, or have you done a from the ground up kind of thing?
I found I'm going to use definitely an online store because
Mm.
coding is not something I really love to do. So I just want to upload a picture, you know,
Mhm.
upload the product descriptions and things like that.
Mm.
Also, I'm committed to making everything open source. So if you want to build your own, absolutely do that. And I will even help you build your own and give you some pointers and help you along the way. At this point, I can still do that because I don't have tons of people asking me all the time.
Yeah.
If I get super famous and stuff like that, then I'll have to limit who I help. Like
Well, you can have an assistant help.
like Look Mum No Computer. I'm sure he doesn't help walk people through building these stripboard things anymore.
With the greatest will in the world, potentially. Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, yeah, just from a tech point of view, I can vouch for Shopify because I sell obviously the plugins. So if you go to mrwiggly.co.uk, you can get the incinerator. And Shopify was really good at that, actually. And yeah, it's just a good system, and you don't pay too much. Definitely saved money in the long run, I've got to say, you know, because the whole thing it's just very easy to set that kind of stuff up. You get good stats and all the rest of it. So
And having a store is better than not having a store.
yeah, exactly,
Having someplace.
exactly.
At this point, every time I advertise, I have to tell people, you have to try to find a way to get me online, and then I will sell something to you.
Yeah, the least barriers. There's enough
Right.
barriers to people, even with a
Yeah.
store, let alone if you do that.
Isn't necessary.
And also that moment of like, oh, do you know what? I really do need to go and buy that, and people will buy that. So if you need any help, obviously,
Yeah.
that would be cool. Grace Griffin, serious question! Exclamation mark. How many cans are there behind you? That should be a good quiz question. And
Yeah,
how
right.
long has it taken to build it from scratch?
I counted how many cans there are one time, and there's over 80. And it has taken me about, the oldest module in here is probably 3 years old.
Wow.
Okay, maybe 4 or 5. Maybe 4 years old. But the oldest modules I have are really simple VCAs that I almost never use anymore.
Right.
But most of them are much younger than that. Some of my oldest favorite modules are 2 years old. So yeah.
And Keith in Watford is saying, I know you said you duplicated the VCA dropper, but any duplicate modules in the rack?
There is one, my main kick drum is a PCB. That's the kick drum that I showed, the module that I showed earlier. And that is in a PCB inside that can right there.
It is on a PCB, did you say? Or
Yeah, that is on a PCB. The only other PCBs I have are my reverb.
Oh, nice.
My reverbs are all these really cheap $15 Chinese reverbs that has
The chip.
Yeah, it's not the FV1 chip. It's
Okay.
Cool Audio, I think. It doesn't matter, but the flexibility of this chip is incredible. They have so many different.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah, it's a phaser. Yeah, there's a.
I don't know if it's the audio that's going into that delay, but it sounds really warm and nice.
Part of what makes it, part of what I brought to that particular circuit board was taking off the crystal, just yanking it off, and then using a PT2399 chip, which is a delay chip, but it also has a clock out. And so I ignore the delay part, the whole audio part of the chip I just ignore. and I've just used the clock out to clock the module. So it can get, you can even voltage control the clock speed of the reverb module. And that's a lot of fun. In fact, probably people in the chat have seen a lot of my schematics. They're drawn in a really silly way.
On Facebook, I have indeed.
Yeah, so
Let me just zoom in for you as well.
I don't think I have any within reach. But
I can probably grab one online.
But one of my most popular schematics seems to be the one to show people how to take the cheap Chinese reverb module and make it clocked, change the clock speed on it.
Right. It sounds amazing.
I like that effect.
Oh, that's interesting. Juanito Moore reverb schematic comes up with how to replace brake pads.
What? Really?
Yeah. That's, I don't know.
How to replace brake pads.
Hang on. Here we go. I've got one. Let me just share this screen again because they are epic. Actually, I really do like this stuff.
Oh yeah, that's the one.
So there you go. There you go. I maybe misspelled it, but yeah, they're really, really, really nice looking things. I don't know if I can zoom in.
And right down there in the corner is the PT2399. And if you build this, don't actually ground that half of the chip. Just leave them open, floating.
Oh, really?
Yeah, grounding them is the wrong approach. I know that now. I have learned so much.
Hold on, let me. There we go.
Part of my struggle personally with being involved with this is I get so excited about any particular schematic and module that I will put it out there, and it turns out there's a serious flaw in it, and I'm like, oh no, now everybody's going to be building these flawed modules. And that's frustrating.
That's fine. I mean, I think, people work it out for themselves sometimes as well. I was surprised how much of that exists out on the web when I've been looking for little circuits and stuff, and you realize it's not working. And then in an obscure forum 3 years later, someone sort of mentions, no, that resistor's, connected the wrong pin and it's never going to work like that. But, I think it's the way forward. Just to briefly blow my own trumpet, you reminded me with the clock source. My tape machine, which is up there, you can just see the bottom of it in the top right of the screen, so you just see the bottom of that reel. Is a Revox, and Revox, when they first came out, were renowned for being rock solid speed. And what they had was, when the reel went round, let me just come back up, it literally just flashed a light through it, and then the monitor would monitor the speed of the light and check it against an oscillator, and then basically just adjust it so that it was the right speed. It's really, really clever. So it would speed up, it would just slow down, and the whole thing. So great. And the very early ones of those use some kind of analog based crystal oscillator that would just be rock solid, and then later ones they replaced them with a chip, a 555 timer chip. It was that simple. But you could watch this. So I wanted to do a vari-speed. There is a vari-speed socket on it, but it's plus or minus 5% or something. It's not very big. So when I'm using it for a delay, I really wanted to make it go crazy slow, which you'd never want to do if it was playing normal reels. Anyway, so I've discovered all of this, and I got the clock thing, and I actually fitted a MIDI clock to it. So I could MIDI clock the timer on the reels, which is just...
That's incredible.
And I was like so proud of that moment, because I'm nowhere near your skill level, but sat there with me a little oscilloscope and my bits and pieces, and I literally could MIDI clock it, the delay time on my reel to Logic in the end, which was just like.
So that means you could theoretically automate the speed of your tape player using Ableton or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's incredible.
Exactly. Yeah. It was a moment.
It was just as simple as changing the comparing oscillator.
Yeah,
and it used a 555 timer chip.
My one doesn't. My one uses a thing, but what made me think about it was when I checked a later schematic. It was just a chip that replaced it. So obviously my one, I guess, was either more expensive, so it was cheaper to do it, or just it's susceptible to heat or something. Wow. But that was just, and unfortunately, it's not working at the moment. There's something in there kind of takes it out every now and then. They last for about 6 months. I think it sort of stresses it out a bit. But yeah, that was just a moment. So I for a while I had the world's only MIDI clockable Revox A77.
Amazing.
We got some more questions in the chat because it's about you, not me. But I just had to share that. How do you handle mults? Says Uncle Chrome.
I have a few mults built in. They're all active. One of the first projects that everybody does when they're doing DIY synthesizers is a passive mult, which is basically just in splitting it to 4 or however many outputs. But I just started doing them active because why not? I've got plenty of power going everywhere through. So I have a few mults. That's where my mixers mostly. I don't actually have mults. I have one mult, but I almost never use it but I do use the opposite of a mult, which is a mixer, right? So I have a bunch of those in my system to get the treble percussion and stuff and all the different voices and stuff to mix together so I can put them into a reverb.
Okay, so they active mixers as well?
Yeah, I do have a bunch of active mixers. I lose count of how many of anything I have. Sometimes I sit there as a game and try to remember how many voltage-controlled filters I have in my synth. My favorite design is Renee Schmitz's MS-20 filter, which is another very famous. It's out there. In fact, Renee is sometimes on YouTube. He's not here, but sometimes I've chatted with him. It makes me happy.
Oh, wow, amazing!
He's a synth legend, DIY. So yeah, lots of and part of the flexibility, part of the appeal to this. To me, is the ability to have an idea and execute it within a day. If I need another mixer, I can just throw a mixer together. If I need a voltage-controlled filter, I can just stick one together. Yeah.
Do you have a lot of parts now, just in
yes, I have
in the back office?
Very deep bin. Yeah, hundreds and hundreds of op amps. I have like dozens of OTAs, LM13700. I have like 10 PT2399s. Stuff like that. And my bin is not going to be diminishing as fast because now I'm ordering SMT assembled circuits.
Oh yeah, of course. So they're coming kind of pre-done.
So I don't need to do as much production, which is fun. I'd much rather prototype than just sit there
soldering
for hours at a time.
Oh, it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Any questions in the chat? Gratefully received, please.
There's one. Do we build a sequencer?
Did I miss one? Oh, did you? I completely missed that one. I do apologize.
I have several sequencers. So this is just my drum sequencer.
Oh man, so that's just run and tap into it and off it goes.
Yeah, that's the EasyEight trigger sequencer.
That's way too simple. Surely it needs to be far more complicated.
Well, it does get more complicated. You can do swing and you can mute tracks and stuff like that.
Fantastic.
But it's called the EasyEight sequencer on purpose to be as easy as possible.
Right.
Easy. Emphasis on easy. And then I have the, let me see if I can find it. Anyway, yeah, that's a gate sequencer. I don't have plans for that one because it's thrown together. I don't even remember the schematic for it because it's so chaotic and so insane, and it's all controlled. The pitches are controlled with those little cheap thumb, like tooth potentiometers, and so it's very imprecise and very loose. But that's the way I like it, you know.
Totally.
There's a lot of charm
Totally. I'm just going to say hello to Movement 81 in the chat. It's having some sound problems, but do you know Movement 81? Have you come across each other?
Yes, I believe so. I can't remember if Movement 81 was at NobCon last year. It could be somebody else with
Okay, yeah. There are a couple of very, very creative artists, of which sort of modular stuff forms one part of their art, but cut from the same cloth, I think, and really, really cool stuff. So it's good to see you in the chat. And I mean, honestly, this is right up their street. Lady Aptitude, hey baby, I have like 10 PT299s, best pickup line ever. Hey.
Okay, you're laughing, but the first time I met my friend Chris Beckstrom was at a show where somebody was doing a synthesizer live show, and we introduced each other, and I was like, hey, I have in my pocket right here a sleeve of PT2399s. So that's literally what I did. And so at first he was like, you meet somebody and you don't know them and they're telling you stories about how good they are at everything. You're like, yeah, all right, sure, nice. Yeah, you scored 20 touchdowns in your high school career.
Yeah, look at what's in my pocket,
so,
man.
Right, so we were talking about synthesizer stuff, and he's like, thinking to himself, he told me later, yeah, sure, fine, I'll accept what this guy says. But then you pulled out those PT2399s, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, for real.
You're legit. Yeah. For real.
Awesome. Absolutely awesome. So website's going to be up and running, and that's going to be on modularforthemasses.com.
Yes.
I put a bunch of your links underneath the video already, so because it's been up for a while. So if anyone does need to get in touch with you, they're all there. And in terms of kind of you moving forward, obviously there's more modules in development. You're available to help. You're really just doing a wonderful job of kind of spreading the love of modular, really, and the manufacturing, the home building ethic of kind of the DIY ethic, I suppose, of the whole thing. Is that right?
Yeah, that's very much. Well, I mean, I feel that if people are as interested in synthesizers as I am, but as limited in funds or time, funds, I guess if you don't have a lot of time, you couldn't do it this way. But I want to give people that opportunity to just get their feet wet, start out, make some funny little toys. And that's I love it so much, so other people out there probably are going to love it just as much as me.
Wow. Yeah, well, I think that's good. Ink is saying to hook you up with Movement 81. I think you would get on. And Sentient as well, of course, if you haven't come across Sentient. Sentient's made basically sort of how best to describe it. If you've got an iPhone, you hang it up and you let it blow in the wind, it makes wind chime noises. So it's basically alternative inputs for controlling modular above all else. Yeah. That's just a great example of it. But I mean, he has a modular setup that will play based on the weather conditions around the world, or it enables all of these different inputs, which are not non-human, effectively, to control what's going on. So you can leave this thing running for days, and it will be generating patches based on climate. Chaos. Exactly that. So it's definitely one for you. I think, gosh, goodness me, it's 9 o'clock. This is one of the longest streams as well. I think we're probably done. If there's any other questions in the chat, please do fire them in before we disappear. If I can just say thank you to absolutely everybody who's donated or been part of the show or just tuned in, just watched. Thank you to everybody who's watching this on repeat after the show, because I know a lot of you do that. I will put some social media announcements out there about picking up a raffle ticket for these 2 amazing books, Pushdown Move and Synth Gen 1, I'll try and do it tomorrow, by Tuesday at the latest. So, for a couple of pounds or something, buy a ticket and stand an extremely good chance of winning one of those, with all the profits going again to Great Ormond Street Hospital. Thank you. I think we've done at least another £100 today, which is brilliant for Great Ormond Street itself, which is great. The campaign to get Wagyu on the stream appears to be going well, and Inky hasn't denied that she's going to be on next weekend for the 50th one, so it's looking good. And I do find the best way of doing this thing is just to tell people they're on, to be honest, right. Which is really, really good. Yeah, thanks for absolutely everything, Juanito. It's an absolute pleasure. You're the second person we've had on twice, and it's so worthwhile. Honestly, you're a real inspiration to me, and I'm sure a lot of people in the chat with the attitude, the can-do attitude, as someone said.
Oh, nice!
Yes.
You have a sound for it.
Yeah, keep up the good work. Stay in touch. We'll speak in another year, if not before, okay. I'm sure. And
right? Yes. Yeah, we'll do.
And thank you so much. And thank you to the chat, as everyone. And yeah, what more can I say? Tune in next week, same time, same channel, for hopefully the mother of all comedy moments with Ty doing noddy impressions or whatever he's going to be doing this week, the continuing sagas of baboons versus badgers. Very little music, I'm sure, but still the same show, so that would be really cool. Have a great week. Be safe, everyone. Thank you again to Faith if you're listening, and we will catch you all same time next week. Nice one. Take care, everyone. Cheers.
Connect so with the herb pipe, link up the harmonized, left the termite, but beyond obsolete blessings, a birthright. To live a life which a lot for me, no side worldwide. Cosmic love energy, I go herbicide free, organically, me say worthwhile. Watch the way one of you term whites in terms of definitions and some termites. Yes, I check the eye. One side is defined by one side the other. I.e. I am an ideas man. I assign too much of the qualities of my God. Who's free if I'm talking like there's two of me? One is a construct, one is a creativity. The supreme one, all encompassing information in and of itself, most definitely. Another life infinitely, most life infinitely. Beyond the scripture, niceness can be. Blessed be. I continually miss pick up a being that's the infinity.